Hey team, so I just thought I'd jump on and talk about how I cook and how you guys can all cook like me. It's really simple. And so, yeah, I've got a rundown of my approach. Basically, number one is vegetables. So, I think it's like a bit of an old school approach that when we're cooking, it's all about the meat is like the number one thing. And I know a lot of you will say, yes, that's true. But you can still have the meat or not. But you can also use vegetables in a more interesting way. And so that adds quite a lot of colour to your food as well as variety and nutrients, obviously. So I think the main difference that a lot of people notice with my food when I cook for them or on Instagram or wherever you see it is that I think about the veggies first as like the hero, and basically with that I kind of look in the fridge like, okay, I've got these veggies, I might roast some of these, I might saute some greens, and that way you get a lot of variety, a lot more nutrients. It looks a lot healthier. It is a lot healthier because you're cooking with fresh veg, and that way too. Yeah, you're kind of mixing it up and getting a bit of variety. So with veggies, my go-tos are like kumara, pumpkin, carrot. Those are good like winter grounding kind of vegetables for roasting. And I'll tell you soon what I usually roast them with. And then greens, so broccoli, silver beet, chard, those kind of leafy greens, kale as well, spinach. Leafy greens are also really awesome to get in there too. Really high in antioxidants, really good immunity booster, and really good for gut health and loads of things. So colourful greens, use colour, greens, and then a whole lot of other maybe roasted veggies, or you could chop up some carrot and things like that for a stir fry. I'm purposely being kind of vague. I'm just talking about different food groups. So you've got veggies, and then there's the protein. So you can either have a meat protein or a non-meat protein. And so what I mean by that is, meat of various different types. Chicken, fish. I love cooking with fish. In fact, recently I've been cooking a lot of vegetarian meals and also a lot of fish meals. I also eat meat as well, but I think it's important to kind of know that there's actually a huge range of different types of proteins out there to incorporate in your meal. And then non-meat proteins is things like tempeh. I love tempeh. I wish I had some here to show you, but I don't. I ate it last night. But tempeh is a fermented soy product, and it's the one I buy is organic, and it is not, so that means it's not genetically modified soy. So it's really good for you. And because tempeh is a fermented product, fermented soybeans, it's also really good for gut health, and it's super tasty. It tastes completely different to tofu. I'm not the biggest fan of tofu. Tempeh has a really yummy, tangy flavour, and you can slice it up and fry it in a bit of olive oil, paprika, yummy flavours. You can put in a curry and a stir fry. You can make a tempeh burger. Big fan. I used to have a flatmate, Lucy, who's vegan. She introduced me to all these awesome vegan food, and so now I'm all for the vegan food as well. It doesn't have to have meat in it to be delicious and exciting. It's true. Love vegan food. And then what else? Eggs. Eggs is a really good go-to. Like I posted smush, which is one of my favourite things for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. A whole lot of grated veggies, grated carrot and kumara is a good combo, and then you fry an egg and stick it on top. Egg is a really good thing to have really quickly. I know that eggs on toast is a really popular thing. Make sure you add some veggies with it too. And yeah, those are a couple of proteins for you. And then some go-to grains. I do have some quinoa here. For those who aren't familiar with quinoa, it's actually technically a seed. It's kind of, some paleos would be into it. Hardcore paleos wouldn't, but it is a low-carb grain that is really easy to cook. You cook it similar to rice, and you can use it similar to rice as well. You can do a quinoa fried rice if you want to. You can add it with curry, have it on the side, or even, okay, a really good another tip is if you roast a whole lot of veggies, like I explained earlier, toss them through some quinoa. Quinoa actually is protein as well. So there you go. It's not only just it's not a high carb grain like sort of rice and things like that are, and other sort of high gluten carb grains. It is it's protein as well, because it's just technically a seed, and so it's also sustain you for longer. It's a good filler as well. So having that with some roast veggies, you can toss some meat in there or something like that. It's a really good idea. And then I've got brown rice. You probably all know what brown rice looks like, but I thought it's just fun to have some props. And that's another good one. It cooks similar to white rice. It just has more nutrients in it. It's not as refined or bleached as white rice. You're getting more fibre in there as well. And it's also kind of just got a really yummy, nutty flavour. Again, you can have it with a side, as a side of curry, as like, yeah, you can do fried rice, similar to quinoa really. It has a lot of goodness in there. Particularly if you get an organic brown rice, is good. Again, I'm going to try and be really quick here. The flavour component is a very, very important one. And so there's a common myth that healthy food isn't yummy food, which I completely disagree with. The way I cook is, like I've just explained, vegetables, add some protein in, may or may not have grains in it, depending on what it is, and a whole lot of flavour. So I cook with spices a lot, and I have a super impressive spice rack with a whole lot of different spices on it. Now that is not your everyday kind of approach, I know, but some of my favourite spices to go to are paprika, smoked paprika, really yummy on roasties, and on your tempeh, a whole lot of different things to use with that. It's a very versatile spice, and also you can kind of just be really generous with it because it's not going to be overpowering. It's like, just has a yummy kind of like smoky sort of flavour. It's good Mexican. Cumin is another goodie. You can use that in curries. You can use that in a stir fry. Again, like smush, like frying up a whole lot of veggies and stuff. A random little concoction. It's a good one to just add in a teaspoon of that in. And what else is my favourite? Chili flakes. Love the chili flakes. That's kind of a yummy little spicy addition. And turmeric, you don't want to use too much, but it's another good one. It's really good anti-inflammatory as well. Often used in curry. It's the bright yellow one. And side note, not really related to what I'm talking about, but cinnamon is a really good spice. I'm obsessed. Like I have it on my breakfast if I have like oats or something like that. It lowers your blood sugar, and it is actually really nourishing for your body. And yeah, all spices have a lot of really awesome nutrient-dense benefits. A whole other live topic for you. And so, yeah, love. Where was I going with that? Cinnamon on roasted veggies is actually really yum. Good combo. Fennel and cinnamon, random, but I've made it for a few different people and they're really into it. So there you go. You could maybe try that one out. And then, yeah, seeing as I'm kind of talking about pantry staples-ish now, sauces, tamari or soy sauce is kind of a good one to have in a cupboard. Make a quick stir fry, add a little bit of flavour in there. And what else do I have? Tahini. Tahini is awesome. It's like kind of like a nut butter, but it's not a nut butter. It's sesame seed paste or butter. I make like a satay kind of sauce stir fry with that. And it's really high in calcium. And so I can, spread it on a bit of toast or have it in place of peanut butter. If it's got a softer flavour as well. And other things kind of like fresh, like lime juice up in there. And yeah, I feel like I'm being kind of vague now, but that's basically like a really quick rundown of how I cook and what I often have in my pantry. And if you're not already aware, I'm actually running a workshop in my kitchen on a more detailed rundown of what I have in my pantry, and then I'll show you a few things of what I actually create, what I make, and then you get to try them. So if you're keen to come to that workshop, it's in July, on the 26th of July on a Thursday. The tickets are in the link through my bio on Instagram. There's the event floating around on Facebook as well. If you go to Julia Francis Wellness and click book now at the top, you can get your ticket there as well. There's early birds at the moment. There's actually only a few left, so jump on there. And I'm really excited to be able to share that with you. I feel like I've kept you for long enough. Have a wonderful night. Love you all.